This is the start of our solar panel experiment for our motorhome. The panel's just arrived. It's a 100-watt 12-volt solar panel from Bayard. So let's unpack it and see what happens. So this is the solar panel that I bought off eBay, which just put on test to see if it works okay. And it seems to be working fantastic actually in the sun. You can see now it's getting a good 22 volts with no load really, apart from this little light bulb, which is pretty good, I think. Just give you some idea of the shading. It makes a lot of difference, and if you just walk over it, you'll see it dramatically decreases the voltage down to 11.8. Just walk away again, and it's back up to nearly 22. There's a little bulb there as well that's glowing away, and you can certainly see that going down as you walk across it, and back off again. Just gives you some idea that what the shading will affect the solar panel. You need a good clear look at the sun. Okay, well that's the solar panel checked, and that seems okay. The solar panel now mounted on top of the motorhome. It's not fixed yet. We've just put it up there just to see what it looks like, and how much room we got and where to make the holes for the cable to go through the roof. Seems to fit on there really nice. It's not in the way of anything. It's missed the TV aerial as well, so that shouldn't get shaded, and all we have to do now is mount it. Now inside the motorhome, we're looking for an entry point for the cable. So we're looking in the wardrobe, and we've had a look on the roof, and the easiest way is to put it up there. We've took the covers off, so exposing the other cable that goes to various items in the motorhome. And we think, all being well, we've measured on the roof, and this is a perfect place to drill straight through the roof to bring the cables through from the solar panel. We're going to photogram it on there as well, make it nice and neat. So we're going to try and drill through that now. Right, here goes. We've made a little mark, so we'll just carry on going through and see what happens. I think that's through. So we'll go on the roof now and have a look. Hope it's in the right place. On the top now, and that's the little hole I've just made. I've missed my mark by about an inch, which is pretty acceptable in these circumstances. That's the panel. That's going to sit roughly there, and then we're going to thread the cable underneath through a bit of trunking or spiraling conduit, and then through the hole. And there we go, that's through now. Although it seems a bit daunting drilling through a fairly reasonably new motorhome roof, well, these things have to be done. I'm going to fit the grommet now. It should fit nice and tight, just big enough to allow the cables to go through. There we go. That's I think that'll do. Protect the cables. Because it's double skinned and insulated the roof, we've had to counter drill inside as well to make the hole the right size. Then when we get the cables, we'll poke them through the hole, and they'll come down this gully here, which is where all the rest of the cables do, and then we'll put the covers back on, and you won't see anything at all as it comes into the motorhome. Then goes under the benches, and then it will disappear straight to the battery. What we're using actually to bond it to the roof is, after spending a bit of time googling, come up with this Sika adhesive sealant. It's called Sikaflex 512, especially for caravans. what they used to bond other parts of caravans and motorhomes together. What we do first, we'll get on the roof, we'll clean it down with some alcohol-based cleaner, and then we might even key it with a bit of very fine wet and dry as well, a bit of emery, perhaps a bit of 400 or something, just to make a key. Clean it all up really nice. I think once that's glued down there, I don't think that panel is going to go anywhere at all. Okay, so we'll do that now. Right, we've just finished that little hole now. We'll just go through a clearance drill so it fits nice and easily. And what we're using now is these M8s, 8mm stainless steel bolts, which will go through to the frame nicely. Lift the frame up and you'll see that there is plenty of clearance there for your bolt to go on. What we've done now this time, we've used stainless steel nylocks. So once they're on, they shouldn't move ever again. So we'll just fasten that all together now. We've gone back on the roof now. We're just about to fit the solar panel, glue it on or bond it on, and it started to rain, so we've had to knock that on the end at the time being. What we've done, we've fed the cables through now through the motorhome roof into the habitation area with this little cowl that fits on afterwards. It's bonded down as well. We'll have to do that later as well because of the rain. And we bought some spiraled conduit which we've put round to protect the cables. They probably don't need any protection because they're pretty chunky anyway, 4mm. But they have these proper MC4 connectors on as well, which go straight to the solar panel. We just stuck those together because they're watertight for the time being. And we've put that all assembled, ready to go. All it needs to do is gluing down, and we can't do it because it's rained. So, but we go back inside and we can do the connections inside. The controller is now mounted on the inside of the wardrobe. We've put the wires through there, where it comes through the ceiling. We've sealed that up as well at the top with some silicone, and it goes around the back of there with the rest of the wires. Goes down by the heater, disappears down there, comes through, comes out by the fuse box, and down there. It can carry on then all the way through that trunking, all the way around there, around there, and then under that seat then, and straight to the battery. So that's to be connected later on. The control we've got is an ordinary power controller. We haven't got the MPPT one, just the ordinary one with 100 watts of solar panel on the roof. That should be sufficient. We're going to put an inline fuse in there as well, and we're nearly there. Right, that's all the underseat wiring done. Now we've gone under that trunk in there, under those seats, gone back of the water heater and then into the battery compartment. We've also put a fuse, inline fuse, on the positive side as well, just for extra protection. These are both connected to the positive and negative of the main battery, the leisure battery that is. So that's all finished now. All I've got to do now is just connect up the controller. Right, we're back on the roof again. It's turned out to be quite nice now, nice and warm and dry. So we'll mount the panel permanently now to the roof of the motorhome. We've adjusted all the feet mouldings so it sits nice and flat now, nice and square. So we've marked also underneath where the feet are going to sit, and we're going to clean that area up and perhaps even score it a little bit with some wet and dry. We've tied the cables up. The cables are all connected into there. Now the MC4 connector's left a little bit of slack just in case it needs replaced at any time. The cable entry that goes into the motorhome, that's sealed down, and we've even siliconed all the entry points for the cable as well, so that's really watertight. So all we need to do now is clean the roof up, and we can bond it straight to the panel. The panel has now been bonded down to the roof of the motorhome. We've cleaned up best we can, so it looks a bit tidy. Everything's in place, all connected up, and the cables go down through into the cupboard, and that's it really. Just wait for the sun to come out before we can test it, and on cue, here comes the sun. So let's get back downstairs and have a look. We're back in the cupboard again now, and the sun has it's gently out. We're actually producing, or actually we're sending to the batteries now, round about an amp. It's varying slightly, and I guess that's because of the controller. On the controller, we have all the lights lit, even the loader light, which is enough then to drive another load, another lamp. There's enough power there in the battery. It's a good, well-charged battery anyway, but with all the lights on red, that does mean we're on full charge now, which is doing exactly what it should do. Earlier on, when it first came on, it went up to about 3 amps, and then came back down to gently rest around about an amp. And as the battery's getting charged now, it's dropping down further and further. So that seems to be working. Voltage wise, we have 19, just over 19 volts coming in from the solar panels, and if we change over onto the output, right, we then have 14.5 volts in charge mode. So that is it, and I think well, weren't hard at all. That's done the job perfectly, I think. Control panel in the motorhome as well, we are actually reading 14.4 volts on the leisure battery, which confirms what it says on the multimeter. So that's working absolutely fine, absolutely perfect. I'm quite pleased.